And so, do you feel like the last pick of Mineski needs to be a hero
10
that deals with the
seconds
with the Bloodseeker, or can they just accept the fact that
5
lane is going to be
seconds
lost and
remaining.
focus somewhere else?
I mean, I'm sure you just take like a Viper again and
Yeah,
aggro with your Necro or something.
we last picked Pugna last time,
Radiant team
They
pick.
banned Sniper. Okay.
and that's a counter to Pugna.
It's
still.
a counter to Pugna, and it's probably one of the better heroes against the Vipes. And compLexity did Bloodseeker Sniper
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
Okay.
yesterday,
I was
2 days ago.
10 seconds remaining.
Bloodseeker
5
Visage.
seconds remaining.
You do Bloodseeker Visage. They're really wild.
You want more magic damage.
They're really wild. They would take Pugna or Zeus.
Zeus.
I thought about Zeus, but then
You realize that it
Fire
wasn't
team
2015.
yeah, that's
Luna,
rough
what?
Oh,
Luna.
Crazy. You do take Luna though in games where you want to just like hold the line, and against Bloodseeker, you just want to stand still.
Don't you kind of have to do? I mean, I don't really like it so much against a lot of this like really
10
good single target.
seconds
But don't you
remaining.
kind of have to do Death Prophet here? You need a high ground. Because I was thinking like, what about Ember
5
Spirit or
seconds
something? But if you
remaining.
don't have high ground,
DP's
you're just
good.
gonna lose out to Luna Necrophos.
DP's good. Viper's good. Pugna's good. Who else is there? I was thinking, my initial thought was Pugna, but
I kind of like the Viper suggestion as well.
Viper, just some range hero. Take a range hero, guys. They're ready. They're
They
picking.
are ready.
Everyone's sitting down.
Can you ever do
DP's okay, actually. The silence would be pretty nice. I think he's an alright laner too.
what about the Lone Druid replacement?
It is
Pugna.
Pugna.
There's the
Now
Pugna.
select
Told you,
your
Austin.
heroes.
Good work, Will. I never disagreed with you.
Yeah, you did.
What?
You installed doubt into my mind by suggesting the Pug or the DP. I was pretty certain about Pugna. And I said
I'm
I
sorry.
even gave you a wild
I'm sorry
pick.
for interfering in your mental
I even
processes,
gave you a
William.
wild pick by picking Zeus. I like that. You know when you throw out that wild pick?
Mm-hmm.
Like Zeus. Because I like the Nimbus Cloud. I think it's cute.
Cute does not win games.
You don't know that. Pugna's adorable.
For an undead
Okay,
skeleton
to
baby.
each his own. Cap, you said that compLexity did it before. They lost one game, came back 2 games in a row. Are they going to do it with this one?
Приготовьте
I like their
девушку.
draft more than
То есть
Mineski's.
держите, держите
Alright,
просто
you agree,
девушку.
Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So according to our analysts, we are going to see a game 3. Let's find out if that's the case with Lyrical and Gods.
Thank you very much, Sheever. And Gods, it's sort of been the trend this tournament, it feels like, that if a team loses, they have to go back to the drawing boards and sometimes just get 2-0'd anyways. Panel thinks it's going to go to 3 games. What do you think?
I think Panel's onto something. Cole's draft, very good. The Bloodseeker, very good counter. I think the one, I don't know about worry, the one thing they have done with their draft is very much prioritize countering the Ice Timbersaw. The question is, if you go over the top with that, can you do it with the other cores? Can you do it with the Necro? Can you do it with the Luna? The Luna very good against the Bloodseeker. You just hold your ground. You get ruptured. He's running at you. You drop an Eclipse before you get silenced. Even if you get silenced, you pop your Manta, then you Eclipse him. So Luna's a very good hero against the Bloodseeker, I feel. Necrophos should do pretty well this game as well. It's like we're going to get a 4-staff and stuff to get away from those Bloodseeker silences. So I don't feel it's a clear-cut draft win, but I definitely agree that Cole have put themselves in a better position with their draft.
Yeah, and well, interesting thing to keep our eyes on also, this Winter Wyvern, this time around going to be played by Z-Freak. So a lot of people were, seeing that first pick, and we've seen it be played in the off lane as well. How do you feel about the Winter Wyvern in the 4 role?
More used to seeing it in this role, although last time I saw Z-Freak play it, he played it almost like a carry anyways, much like Mu was done. So I feel like we're going to see this even 4-position Wyvern go for this like right-click build somewhat, just because it seems to be some trendy thing that actually is pretty powerful, the amount of right-click damage the hero can deal. So we'll see kind of what comes from it. It's a hero that when you play the hard support, it's kind of like, yeah, you're a 5. It's Z-Freak playing it. He's not going to be playing a selfless style with it. That's the Warlock. Warlock, that's your 6th position hero. You don't do Warlock plus Winter Wyvern if your Wyvern's not going to farm like mad.
Well, and it's sort of a little bit of an interesting thing seeing the Warlock come back. Is Zephyr going to try and go for the steal here?
Courier, either a Courier Snipe or just some Harass. We've seen Courier Snipes not succeed, so I think the Harass might be better. No, he's not going to go. He's going for the Courier. He'll be patient.
See if he's able to find it. Obviously having that ward there gives pretty good vision. I think I heard some shards over there in the top lane as well, getting some lane blockage going on.
Yeah, nice thing to do for the Timber. He's got a rough lane matchup, help secure it a little bit. He's on against the Trilon. It is the 1v1. As Blitz mentioned, this Bloodseeker can do very well against Timber 1v1. Zephric's going in for the Ras now mid though.
Yeah, that's probably the right play. The Tusk saw him.
Yeah, Tusk saw him, and that Courier Snipe has just become a low probability play with how many times Couriers have been sniped. If support's missing from the map, that Courier's not going to move.
Jesse, like you said, the lone Bloodseeker up here, at least for the moment, since they decided to stick the Warlock down there in the bottom lane with the Sand King to try and pressure the Luna a little bit more.
This is good though. You give Timbersaw a lane partner to actually help him win the lane, because he's not going to win this 1v1, so basically Mineski say, as we've seen a bit, let's give Mushi a rougher time. He'll catch up later. Let's make sure Ice has the lane advantage. They much more prioritize Ice winning his lane over the other players, and that's exactly what's going on here.
Oh, a little bit off the mark there with the shards.
Yeah, Tusk TP bottom, hoping to get a first blood there. You don't go for that TP from top to bottom if you don't think you have a first blood this early on. He has secured Ice's lane enough, but not getting a kill there. A bit unfortunate.
Yeah, they would have loved to be able to get that. And like you said, though, it is Ice, 8-1 so far versus the 3-0 of the Bloodseeker. That should start to switch around a little bit more. But what about this Sand King and Warlock combo together? What do you think about this?
Strong dual lane.
Actually, mid lane, first blood. They end up taking down the Necro.
Well played, well played. Nice little early kill there. Wyvern's been very active, harassing mid, goes top, then comes back mid for a kill. So limp off to a very good start. This is a tough matchup for sure for the Necro.
Jabs, he's actually chasing there on the Warlock. And
harassing as much as possible.
Yeah, I was just wondering with the haster in there if they could do something.
Forces Warlock to heal himself, which means less mana. He's going to go back to base because of this. Jabs will go back bottom. But now that Mu has level 2, he's got the Burrow Strike. That TP bottom for the kill was very much because Mu went for level 1 Caustic. So if you can get him before he's got that Burrow Strike, it is a very possible kill. But even with the Burrow Strike, though, still a possible kill. Doesn't have Sandstorm.
A lot of damage. They could maybe go for a good bit in return, and seeing if Mu can make his way out of there. He is going to get hit and caught in by the shards, not able to escape.
Yeah, nice. Nicely done. Very patient from Jabs, waiting to go in until Mu was nice and low and gets a good enough ice shards off. Didn't get the full block, but pushed him into the tree. And in some ways, he's got a better block than what you'd normally expect out of the ice shards. Z-Freak continuing to roam around, coming back mid, could pose a threat to Nana.
They scan it though, right away.
Good play.
Oh, they are still going to deal some damage. They come through and, well, trying to back away from there. Good bit coming through. Necro starting to drop low. The shard's going to block out one, actually. So Z-Freak not able to get there in time, but Limp still doing enough damage on the Pugna. And the little green man finds the kill.
Yeah, with the boots, he's so incredibly fast. 380 movement speed, Necro. No boots, 285. The movement speed difference there proven to be too much. Jabs even tried to get a good ice shots blocked off, just couldn't do it. And this mid lane proven to be very rough for Nana. He's 1v2. That's effectively what's happened though. The Wyvern constant harass has proven to be too difficult for him to deal with.
Well, also keeping in mind that it is the Luna getting pretty good free farm there. It looked like she might have been going back for a Midas in this instance, or you think that this is going to end up being the Treads?
The Helm of the Dominator is possible. I want to say Mushi might be a Helm of the Dominator buyer, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Not sure if there's any obvious creep to get this game, but... And as you mentioned, Treads, of course, always fine. Midas Luna seems dubious.
Fair enough. Let's see.
For Mineski style, because they're going to have this Timbersaw is going to get level 7, he's going to be running at people. You want Mushi... I mean, last game he played the farming style, but you want him to be more aggressive with how he uses the hero, trying to spend the Eclipse early on.
You can see up top here as well, this Ice Timbersaw continuing to pull the creep wave past and get those reactive armor stacks up.
Necro is jungling. That's how rough mid lane's gotten, and it's going to get rougher because Wyvern's nearby. Unlikely kill, but it's harass. It's potentially a neutral snipe. It's experience being lost.
gonna
Oh,
go for that last one.
what the heck? That neutral? Got some map hack going on.
Yeah, I don't know why it ended up aggroing him there. That was kind of odd.
Yeah.
Not able to get the last hit on it either, so still get the experience and a little bit of a thorn in that side of the Necrophos as he heads back mid. And maybe going to try and set up on him here again. The Necro doubles back, runs into Z-Freak, and well, he's going to have to run.
He's finding the Wyvern. He's not dying, but you want to be farming, and that's something that, even though Wyvern is getting scattered out, is stopping Necro from doing Pugna. Level 6.5. Necro just hit level 5. Limp hasn't started pressuring the tower yet. With this siege creep, he may look to actually take the tier 1 mid very early. Problem is, you take it too early, you push out the lane, Necro actually gets some farm because you push the lane towards him.
Wyvern coming in now, starting to deal a little bit of damage onto these heroes, gets down to the low ground, backs out. Moo does have a burrow strike, but it's just going to be Wyvern gain up to the high ground. And, well, a free lane mid, compLexity holding on bottom. Things looking pretty good for him so far.
Yeah, Cole's laning stage has definitely been advantageous. The mid win is the big one there, but top lane, Chessie, holding his own, getting good farm. ISO level 5, this is where this lane gets very problematic, and well, perhaps you'd even say level 6 when he's got the ultimate, but he's going to need the Soul Ring to actually sustain using the Chakram.
Now, see that come out now as he does have...
Oh, here comes
under
Limp.
it.
ISO could be in a lot of trouble.
See if they can find this kill. Still no great way to do it, but yeah, he's out of there.
Had the sick charges.
I think that ward spotted the Pugna rotation in.
Yeah, it's a... Oh, it's a... oh, the one back down the
Yeah,
river. Yeah,
exactly.
of course. Bottom lane. Not sure what happened there. Z-Freak gets picked off. Nice little kill. He's been very annoying. Timbersaw getting him.
Yeah, but very passive relative to what we saw in the last game. I guess just the tri-lane versus tri-lane was really the impetus for it, but where do you
absolutely.
see the rotation starting to come out later?
Ooh, Luna level 6, maybe level 7, because then you've got the level 4 Lucent Beam. That's where you can see her start moving around the map, and then Ice getting his hood. That's when he's going to just start running to a lane and taking tower shots.
Ice playing it very fast and loose, able to walk away for the moment, and Limp still chasing. He's pretty freaking quick, but too hard.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. He can always Timber Chain away. The short cooldown means he's going to get out of the life drain, but they swapped up the lanes. Chessie's actually going mid while Pugna effectively zones out Ice. You can't really go to the lane to farm because Nether Blast does too much damage. The life drain is very annoying as well. All you can do is run away from the Pugna. Here comes Moo looking to see what's going on. And Ice has to get the hell out of here.
Maybe a burrow strike here just is a little bit of an annoying thing. They come through, decrap, there's the stun. Nether Blast, they do a hell of a lot of damage to him. Mineski bringing in the rest of them though. Limp, can he stay alive? No, Reaper's Scythe comes out and they take the kill.
That was a nice turnaround. Felt like Cole were not fully on board with the dive. Moo was not going for it until he saw the He was turning around, then he saw the decrap and he's like, oh, I guess we are going for this. And getting the kill, not really worth it for the Pugna to die to the Necro ultimate there. That is a bigger kill for Mineski at this stage. Yes, Ice is the big problematic offlane player, but that mid Pugna was getting very farmed. Perhaps we'll make Ice consider getting something like a raindrop. If he has a raindrop there, he can survive that burst damage.
They saw Chessie as well. He thought about maybe going in there. He was moving pretty quick because Luna was jungling and kind of low HP, but don't decide to go for it.
It's going to be the treads into Mask of Madness, standard farming Luna build that we're seeing. It's what like Arme popularized at TI. Just get Mask of Madness in every carry. Farm some newts. You can still fight very well with the item. Once you drop your Eclipse, you don't really need to be casting spells too much. Very good item to get on Luna, and it is stacked Dota. They've got a quad stack at their Ancient, so a lot of stacks to farm for Mineski here once Luna gets some more levels.
Z-Freak is down bottom. Just going to try and place a ward and try and be a bit sneaky, soaking up whatever experience he can. He was fairly low. The burrow strike actually to the low ground. Kyle there as well, and Ice knows the limits of his hero very well.
It will be the right-click damage build coming out from Wyvern. Going for phase boots, not the arcane boots. Going for the max Arctic burn. He's not getting any early points in Cold Embrace. He is going for that.
Oh, burrow mid Timber
Nice.
Chain though. They find it, and that should be a kill. Another one on Ice.
Very well played.
Radiant structures are fortified.
This top tier 1 tower should be the follow-up. But bottom lane, they are looking for Z-Freak.
Able to fog him away, trying to dodge. Can they get out? Seems
Can't TP
unlikely. Yeah, they've got this kill, I believe.
Holding the Lucent Beam to make sure he doesn't TP. Won't even, we'll use it to secure the kill, but won't need it.
Oh, top shrine, they find Kyle again. There's going to be the Reaper Scythe out, they find that kill, but compLexity still are able to take down the tower.
Yeah. Nice little return kill there, as Warlock didn't have mana for the ultimate. Maybe if he'd been able to drop it and get the Sand King Pugna rotation in, could have gone a bit better for him, but Mineski were losing that tower regardless, so getting a kill and some more farm on Necro out of it, definitely a nice little pickup for them. But ultimately, it's still the strong early game of Cole is translating into towers and objectives off of Pugna's great mid lane. Pugna 5k net worth, Necro the highest on the Radiant side, 3.8.
Look at the Sand King as well, up on the high ground, sort of looking to open up there, and the decrep, the rupture, every damn thing. Move by the finish, and Limp is the one that gets the kill. That was a lot of hate.
Well timed. Knew that move's coming in. You can't go for that kill unless you have Sand King. And they're going to smoke up now. Kyle with ultimate, looking for that first chaotic offering. Wants to find the big kill on Mushi.
Also saw there the Blood Rage into Nether Blast to take the tower more quickly. Kind of a cool little combo there.
Oh, this could be like a saving grace for Mineski if Ninja Boogie pops this smoke. This is almost a certain kill if they want to drop ultimates.
Limp in the meantime takes on Ice 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 again, so
Solo kill.
they're setting up. Mushi is still in a little bit of an awkward spot, but they aren't going to go on it.
They pop the smoke, and yeah, no kills from a smoke where they had Epicenter and chaotic offering. They really want to get that Luna, but Ninja Boogie, fantastic defensive positioning, keeps his carry alive. When you're farming those neutrals there, you're on the low ground. You can easily get a wraparound and catch people by surprise. But Mushi's still not in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Moose coming in. They do have a TP behind, though. Timbersaw is here. Ninja Boogie thinks that they're safe. They're moving forward onto Z-Freak. Kyle is here as well. Are they walking into a bit of a trap? Only 3 members of compLexity are there. They can think about dropping it. They decide to drop it. Go forward onto Ice Ice Ice. The Rupture onto Mushi. He's going to try and TP out. Can they get the Burrow Strike in time? No. It was on cooldown. So they drop down both the Rupture and the Chaotic Offering, and they don't find a kill.
Yeah. Limp's not there, so the tower may still go down, but Ice 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 can defend this one. He knows there's big ultimates already used, but gets out of the silence.
Walking away. Jabs is here as well, and well, Winter's Curse down. They're not dealing a ton of damage to him. Just keep him alive so that way Z-Freak doesn't get brought down, but honestly, he might end up falling anyways. Jabs chasing down Chessie. On the other side, Necro is there. compLexity again, just being pulled apart.
Big ultimates used and no kills. That's kind of what you mentioned there. Mushi able to TP out and then instantly back to farming. He's got a free lane. This is kind of what we saw last game. You get that, you get away from the fighting as the one position player after having a rough start, and suddenly you catch up very quickly. He's still got those ancient stacks waiting for him as well later on. So Mushi will be maxing out the Moonglaves by level 10, I imagine, or possibly. I mean, I think it's better than even getting your talent in theory. That final level of Moonglaves gives you 6 bounces from the 3 previously.
Well, and I'm thinking about the more and more what you said at the start of this game, that you counter out the Ice Ice Timbersaw. He's died over and over again, but Mushi's really the carry here.
Yeah, and they even with the way they laned it and played, they kept chasing Ice 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 out of top lane. Limp rotated very early to fully Ice Ice Ice. They killed him a couple of times. They zoned him away from any farm. Ice 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 is very poor this game, but ultimately, yeah, Mushi is farming pretty well. Not the top of the net worth by any means, but he can get there with this Mask of Madness. He's going to be a big problem if compLexity can't continue to take towers and objectives. That's really the key thing for them with their draft. Even without ultimates, they're still taking towers. They need to do this and try and force team fights whenever they can.
And Limp on the Pugna is really going to be that one that makes it all happen. Kyle heading back up again as the Necro and the Timbersaw are moving towards them. Pugna's still here. This could get a little bit testy for Ice 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 if he's not careful.
Probably not going to force this one. Cole do have vision of the ancient stack with their ward. I mean, they don't see the stack themselves, but they see where Luna's going to be positioned to farm it. So not going to be easy to take that one uncontested.
Well, Dazzle trying to keep the lanes pressured out. Limp is still showing down here bottom with a couple of allies nearby. They don't have the Wyvern with them, but more than enough to keep Limp safe while pushing the tower continually.
Yeah, Wyvern just seems to want to farm right now. The levels on the Wyvern are going to make a big difference. You really want to try and get that level 15 damage talent with this build as well. You want to max out Arctic Burn as early as possible. Definitely the greedier style of Wyvern where he hasn't had the best start, but he's going to make sure he gets some catch-up farm.
Yeah, and I guess that is something else to think about. How does the Wyvern later on match up against the Luna? Like, it's not going to be a one-for-one battle, but it is a good bit of damage out there.
It's, yeah, you outrange her fantastically. V3 didn't go for the TP.
Oh, trying to stay alive. Timbersaw chasing. Going to be able to dodge away from that chakram, but still a lot of, not out of the woods yet by any means, as Z-Freak going to get ran down and finally killed off. Bottom lane.
That's a rare Z-Freak mistake.
Limp is going to go there now and trying to bring down the Necro, but they have the Grave, and Snowball is going to chase them far. They might be able to find this kill onto Jabs here, trying to shards himself over in the trees, but wasn't quite on the mark. And
he knows he's dead. Jabs is like, is this the way to my fountain? Guys?
That's pretty great.
Yeah, the 4-staff against her Snowball, very, very useful item.
16 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead right now for compLexity.
Yep.
The pace of the game, who do you feel like this favors more?
It's still favoring Cole for sure. They're putting enough pressure that Mushi can't get too out of control. He's not able to farm the Ancient stack. He's not really able to find too many safe lanes to farm. Nana, uh-oh.
Burrow through, they hold on to the rock for the moment, finally dropping it, ensuring that they're going to not find the kill.
Okay, doesn't get it.
Oh, God. What a hero.
What a hero indeed. I'm surprised he's not going 4-staff. I feel like that is a mid lane rupture. Jesse will force Mushi back to the fountain. Those ruptures, even though you don't get kills, are often worth it. You haven't used rupture in like 5-10 minutes. You're probably just thinking, let's just send this carry back to base. Jesse's now going to actually try and steal the Ancient stack as well.
Ooh.
I think this is also something Mineski maybe realized after a while, like, hey, we stacked this Ancients, but Cole have taken over this part of the map. Good decision by Cole to actually go and farm this now. Very difficult to... No, maybe not difficult to contest when Rock's down. If Mineski can get there soon, but...
The Fatal Bonds and actually having the Golem themselves to get a little bit of that damage out as well.
They won't fully commit to it knowing that the Rock is down. They leave a couple behind.
All right, meanwhile Mineski making their own smoke rotation, maybe thinking about going up top to take down that Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, it seems like they just want to keep farming off the Z-Freak a bit. This isn't the biggest deal for Cole. It is a hero they want to get some farm and levels, but at the same time it's not that crazy core hero. Thinking if they seem to know where he is.
Phase boots. He does have a Winter's Curse which you can throw out here if they want. And TP not going to... Is he really going to be able to get out? Okay, no. They turn and they take him down.
Yeah, Nana was slow on the Reaper there. Should not have let the Winter's Curse get cast, but he just slightly mistimed it. Used the Death Pulse first. Maybe should have just gone for the ulti. But
ooh. Mid lane, Mushi.
Yeah, Mushi. He is the... Oh, no blink on Mu, but he's got drums.
Moving forward, not
Mushi with the Mask of Manus out.
Wow.
That map sense.
That was crazy.
How does he know? Just gets the hell out of there. Moose probably like, how does that even happen?
And maybe one of those moments where you would have liked the Blink Dagger, but I think that they do really like the drums, you know, the auras, making sure that they can actually fight and stuff.
Bit surprising he's not going for it after the drums. He's got a 4-staff queued up. That may change, but definitely feel like Mu, as their really only initiator this game, should be going for that.
Well, compLexity still a 2,000 gold lead despite the kill advantage into Mineski's favor, just by virtue of all these towers taken around the map.
Very farm Pugna. That's a hero that counters the Necro. We talked about how they put a lot of effort into countering the Timbersaw. Well, they've got a hero that is a good matchup versus Necro, and that's going to be a big problem for Mineski. They've really got to essentially initiate and go on this Pugna in these fights. We may even see something like a gimmicky Aghanim Scepter build on Luna, so you can try drop the Eclipse on Pugna. Problem is then Pugna goes BKB, counters you. So for now, Mushi just going Yasha BKB. You can run at the Pugna, you can drop the Eclipse, try and get in close. Very standard Luna build coming out from Mushi.
I guess how do they want to try and like find the Pugna? Because he can't always kind of just stay in the background, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one. They're going to have to do so through positioning, smoke ganks, wrap around, going from behind. Problem is you overcommit on Pugna, that is a Warlock Rock being dropped, a Sand King, Burrow Strike, so Cole do have the big team fight advantage until there's BKBs, because At that point, you don't care if Pugner's in the back. You've got BKBs, he doesn't do damage. So those first couple fights where Mineski have BKBs are going to look very good. As those BKBs fall down, that's when Cole suddenly have their swing back their way. But for now, the advantage is definitely in Cole's favor with their big ultimates, their team fight.
Oh, again.
Ice in trouble, does not have TP.
Yeah, they should be able to run him down most likely with the rest of compLexity moving in. They've got Chessie there, Decrep, Silence. All right, they got a lot of damage.
He got out of that silence with the Decrep. Top lane, meanwhile. Oh, it's another kill on Z-Freak.
Now, was that Eclipse use as well? Okay.
Yeah, it's not that bad to use the Eclipse. Mushi hasn't used Eclipse, what? Is that his first all game, probably?
I think so.
I've not seen one myself, so I'm not... I mean, when you look at it that way, it's like, is it really bad to use an Eclipse there?
All right, a nice little combo here together in the mid lane as well. The Epicenter and the Blood Right used, and they find the kill onto the Necro. And compLexity really starting to build up steam here now.
Yep. Absolutely. It feels like Mineski really lacking a 4-star. Necro would have benefited a lot from one in this game, I feel. Just being able to get out of the silence to push yourself away from the life room. I'm very surprised to see 0 4-staffs on them, and Cole have done a great job taking advantage of that. They're just chasing Mineski around the map. Haven't spent much time top. It feels like they're finally kind of sick of Mineski chain killing this Winter Wyvern in the top lane. They're going to send up Moo, send up Kyle, see what they can find, but both teams playing keep away from one another. More importantly, Mineski playing keep away from Cole. They're like, well, we can't team fight, let's go the other side of the map. Let's avoid them, let's kill this solo Wyvern, and then just try and give up as fewer kills as possible. But Cole have done a good job at least getting a few picks here and there, and the picks they're getting are the bigger ones. They're the cores. Necro's died 4 times this game. He's almost half the deaths of this game, and the Timber's the other half. He's got 4 deaths as well.
Yeah, and I guess that the eventual conclusion of this is going to be taking down towers and objectives as well. Mushi, again, maybe going to get found out in the bottom lane as they have been able to go onto him, and Life Drain, he does not live long at all.
Yep. It's a game of pickoffs for Cole. They have a draft that wants to team fight, wants to force the issue, but when your opponent's just playing the map, oh, he breaks the boots of travel. Ice at top.
Now, maybe going to be able to take down Moo here. They got the Walrus Punch. Good bit of damage. Are they going to go for the finish? Misses the chains. And Moo maybe just going to end up walking away. All right, that was really close.
Moo almost lost his item there. I don't know about that. I think it was probably just a branch, to be honest, but yeah, he is holding one. We didn't actually see what it was mid lane. Meanwhile, that is not a Reaper that's going to get a kill.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to break that TP, though. Unfortunately, Z-Freak out of range.
Close. Yeah, Chessie with Radiance now, Blade Mail. Very strong build from him. Probably see the BKB next is normally the typical follow-up. And it is still, yeah, definitely Cole-favored game. The limp Pugner is just a complete menace right now, and Chessie has managed to just maintain a really good level of farm, so we'll see what Mineski can do with the BKB, but even with a BKB on Luna, still very tough for them to take fights. It really feels like Mineski just trying to take advantage of the entire map too. They are splitting Cole up, but the problem is Cole have actually done a good job of finding kills when they're pulled apart. The split push from Mineski has not completely been unmatched by Cole.
Yeah, they kind of have awkward heroes for it, in a sense. Like, you know, you've got this Luna, and I don't know. I feel like they always end up looking best when they're sort of trying to fight, but in this type of game, it's just Cole outmatching them a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely, we saw in game 1 where Mineski were able to win the lanes. They could actually find a Cole, but the strategy for game 1, even this game, is they have these heroes that can split push, that can push out lanes. The Timbersaw being the big one. They probably looked at Cole's replay, saw they're doing a lot of these like pushing type mid-game drafts. We need heroes that can split push, that can wave clear, and Timbersaw, Ice, a classic hero that does just that. Luna very good at it. Necro, not amazing at it, but capable of it. So has been a key part of Mineski's game plan is just been to not let compLexity push down one lane, force them back constantly.
And likewise, compLexity making sure that they keep these lanes pushed out constantly so that they're not giving away free objectives when they're going for it. As Ice.
He needs to TP before the... Oh, okay, they're not going to go for the kill. The Burrow Strike is there, but I think Cole decide they can't chase him through trees. He's going to break trees, Timber Chain away.
They also see that rotation,
God, yeah,
maybe.
This is a big rotation.
And Chessie, he is going to be found for the moment. They throw out a Rupture, maybe the beginnings of a battle. They turn it back around, though, able to take down that Chessie Bloodseeker right at the start. BKB disables, going to be able to take out the Luna for the moment. But I think that Mineski now need to be a little bit careful as the Rupture wearing off. Can they actually find this kill? Can they make it happen? The Rock is down onto 3. The follow-up Blood Right, is it going to be enough damage? They're so freaking low. Chessie is going to get a ton of movement speed. Just snowballing away. Can they kill any other of these heroes though? No. Ninja Boogie is going to be the only other casualty, it looks like. Chessie finally brings him down, but a big win there for compLexity.
Yeah. You have to buy back on the Bloodseeker there, but they recognize that once Mushi's BKB wore off, they can take that fight. It was a smart idea from Mineski. Smoke up around the BKB, go for the bigger kills. They keep killing off this Wyvern. They haven't really gone for a big fight, killing some like Bloodseeker, and it initially pays off, but once Chessie buys back, Mineski are committed. They're over-committed, in fact. They can't get out of there. The Winter's Curse locks the Luna in, and Cole make a very smart play there. The buyback on Chessie was the perfect call.
And I think that part of it too is that ward over by the Radiant Shrine up there in the top lane, they might have spotted a smoke that was coming out, and that's why you saw the rest of compLexity back instead of chasing for the Timber.
It looked like even the Bloodseeker knew it was coming. He just couldn't get out in time.
Right.
Didn't have his BKB yet, so didn't have that easy escape to work with as well, but we'll be working on that now.
Well, some more momentum into the favor of compLexity, but they've been also very judicious about making sure they don't overcommit for taking objectives. Like they, off of that big win, they only end up taking the tier 2 tower, and now maybe trying to set up for a Roche take as well.
Yeah, they can't really go in for anything kind of a high ground push just yet. Cole, much like Mineski, BKB reliant. You want to make sure that that Timber Soul can't kill you. The Necro ultimate is not going to be a big threat as well, so we'll see both teams very much playing around these BKBs. Jabs on this Tusk is going to be a big, crucial playmaker as well, whether he can snowball save people. If someone gets ruptured, they're about to get silenced, for example, you want to make sure you can get that snowball on them so they don't get focused down. Luna is got a... Lincoln's queued up. Is he able to block... I mean, some big spells to block this game. The Winter's Curse, the Rupture, of course. Both those spells being used on Luna last fight.
Look at Z-Freak, how quick he moves right there at the phase boots and everything else. And well, they do have Limp in the area as well. A lot of the rest of Mineski is moving in, and now it looks like
his ultimate.
Z-Freak is going to be the one that gets found and caught and killed.
Okay. Not the best Eclipse, but at the same time, Mineski will go back to the game plan as before, which is split push, avoid fights. Use an Eclipse like that, they do hold on to the BKB. I'll be surprised if they go for a push here. Even with BKB, I feel like this is a weakened Mineski side, not having Eclipse. And yeah, Mushi's TPing back home.
Creep Wave was very far away anyways, as that's the one nice part about compLexity.
Mineski are very much playing for the late game. An Eclipse like that is not... A bad Eclipse is not a particularly amazing one, but it will hopefully just give them a kill in time to reset. Problem is, Cole are charging at them. They are looking for kills here. Jabs needs to TP out. It's 1 second away, and unfortunately it was in his backpack, but he misses. Oh!
Well,
guess is wrong. He may still die. No.
Somehow able to live it.
Yeah.
It's so freaking low, but...
Moo didn't have vision. He had to go for the blind guess, and it was a almost perfect guess. He just assumes Tusk is already TPing, so he has to go for it to cancel the TP. Little did he know, Jabs had to wait for the backpack.
Yeah, that was a good, definitely a good effort. And you mentioned this Mushi going back for the Lincoln Sphere. You talk about the late game potential from Mineski. What's that point there they get to where eventually they can sort of take the advantage over compLexity?
It's quite a lot of items.
Okay.
I mean, for them, we've got 3 cores that are all going to scale with items. Necro, Luna, Timbersaw. Even the support like Jabs is getting some good farm. The Lotus Orb will be very useful. I mean, Cole's similar thing, but perhaps a bit less so with the Sand King as a core. The Bloodseeker and Pugna are pretty scary. But once they get after the BKBs, they perhaps don't scale as well as heroes like Luna does. So we'll see how things pan out there. Mid lane, Nana in trouble. He's spotted. He's right under a ward.
Oh, this is such a big kill if they can manage to find it cleanly. And they do also have Grave available to keep him alive a little bit longer, but will it be enough?
Could go for a TP, doesn't do so.
Yeah, they've got the Centaur right there to stomp, and well, he is eventually brought down, and maybe more as well. Ninja Boogie going to be caught. Well, a little bit unfortunate there, and 2 kills might open the path for Roche.
Yeah, that'd be a nice idea. They're going to get an Aegis while they have BKB, so that possibly even sets them up for a potential high ground play. Oh, Ice thinks they're Roshing. Little does he know they're actually right on top of him.
Wow, good decision for him to back out there.
Yeah, that was very, very close there. He made the not so bold assumption they were roaching, which was maybe the initial idea, but Cole actually hung around a bit longer.
That ward there in the middle lane, just keeping eyes over everything, and it allows them to set up for the kill. Initially onto the Necro, but also look to find that one on the Timbersaw afterwards. It does feel like Mineski maybe need to get like a gem or something. Or the vision has always been really good for complexity.
Yeah, they don't have a good gem carrier right now. Dazzle's just too squishy. Dazzle doesn't move on the map. Tusk is probably the best, but he's also in a ranged hero. You can't scout wards easily on cliffs. But yeah, this sentry in mid has narrowly missed 2 observer wards. Dire's vision is just amazing right now. It's found them a lot of pickoffs, and Cole have been doing everything right. The itemization, the warding, finding these kills, and they're definitely putting a ton of pressure onto Mineski, who still have ways into this game. They're going to have, or back into this game, they're going to have the Lincoln soon on Mushi. If he can block a big Winter's Curse, a Rupture, that could be a difference maker.
And it looked like Kyle there missed a couple of sentries as well. The ward was kind of in an awkward place that spotted out the Wyvern, so no big deal there at all. Again, do you expect complexity to try and push for high ground with this Aegis?
It's probably relying on getting a pickoff at this point. The ability to just spam out waves with Timbersaw. Oh, Z-Freak top.
Oh, they got him. They get able to catch, and well, maybe that's that pickoff that you were waiting for.
30 seconds with the Bloodstone, so they won't get to the high ground with this, but it's still something. I think it's very much like a pick and then see what objectives we can get kind of time.
Okay.
Bloodseeker needs to be careful. Oh, luckily it's nighttime, so they don't have the vision. They tried to get a jump there mid.
Moo was right behind him as well, keeping eyes.
And the Dire ward spots out everything, so again, the Dire vision is just on point. 4 Radiant sentries litter their jungle, and not a single one has been able to de-ward these 2 Dire wards, so fantastic warding coming out from Kyle.
Moo is right underneath one right now. We'll realize that there's creeps are spotting him. See if they're able to catch both the Observer and the Sentry just a little while, but everything coming up complexity right now, and I mean, we talk about BKBs coming online for Mineski, them being able to fight high ground defense. It's still like kind of impossible for complexity to just slam their head against the wall and take down the towers, but
for sure. Definitely expose yourself going high ground, even with the BKB Aegis. Warlock's a hero that, as good as his ultimate is for team fighting and for defending, it's not the best like for pushing. You don't drop it to hit buildings. You don't. It's when you're pushing, it's hard to actually get a good chaos offering off. You may be able to use it to initiate on like a single hero to carry in front, but you're rarely going to get a good like 3-4 man rock in the Fatal Bonds. So same with the Winter's Curse. Very hard spell to use when you're pushing. Good to use when you're defending against a push, but their supports are not really designed to push. Perhaps, I mean, the Wyvern with the range and the plus damage can do okay, but we'll see how well Cole can siege this one. This is really the test.
Yeah, Blood Rage, Nether Blast. It's really hard to deal with all of that damage coming out. The ward is now down as well. Blade mailed up. They've got the center there. My God, the damage on the jabs. They take down the tier 3 tower like it's nothing. And maybe going to be able to do a bit more as well. Nether Blast still standing there. This could be a big silence that comes through. Snowball actually to keep him back. Limp is going to be able to pull one out of position. The Reaper Scythe out, but not doing enough damage to take down Chessie. He's going to as well be Cold Embrace, and now the Warlock ulti comes down. Mineski needing to run away. Timbersaw's BKB is popped as well, but they're going to be able to catch this Necrophos and most likely take him down as well, as the Grave is going to wear out, and they find the kill. No buyback, no Tusk, no Necro, no Rax.
And no BKB Luna. Luna's out of there, has no ultimate as well. This is going to be multiple lanes. This could just be the game here. A great team fight from Cole. They showed how it can be done even with their lineup. Bloodseeker just goes on the high ground. Mineski threw way too much of that BKB Bloodseeker. He tanks a Reaper. He tanks, well, the creep wave tanked an Eclipse. Mushi ran in at a kind of inopportune time. Right as a creep wave rocked up, he runs in with an Eclipse, and there were like 6 creeps around helping tank it, so was perhaps not the best time to go in. Needed one of his teammates, the Timbersaw, Necro, whoever, to actually clear that wave before he could go in. But I think also Mineski felt pressure. It's like, this Pugman is just blasting away our tower. We got to do something or we're just going to lose our Rex. So there was definitely an element of urgency for them, and that led to some misplays on the high ground defense.
Well, complexity take down 2 lanes of barracks. They take down the shrine as well, and now a huge injection of gold. 14,000 net worth lead for complexity. That is several items.
Yeah. 2 lanes of racks and a team fight 1 is a lot of gold. And Chess will get Diffusal, wanting to just be able to go in that Necro, purge off the Ghost Shroud, purge the Yules, which is actually pretty nice. We're seeing this Necro, when he gets Ruptured plus Blood Righted, he'll just Yules himself to buy some time and also dodge the silence. Well, Diffusal, not going to be possible anymore. We'll see Mushi go back for the Manta again. You want to get out of these silences and things. Not a bad idea.
Oh, Mushi, stay in the trees. Don't get in there. Well, actually, they did assert to turn and fight. Burrow getting him away. BKB down, and Mineski,
yeah,
leg on their face.
Full Staff's a good item. And an item Mineski have not bought.
Oh god, they need to get out of here now, actually. The rest of compLexity is showing up. They want to battle. They want to fight. They have a Winter's Curse available to try and turn this all back around, but they might not even. The snowball is out now, catching on the lip. They throw out the Winter's Curse, going to be able to basically kite that BKB the entire duration, kill off one, maybe going to be able to find more. There's the Rupture. It is all falling apart, but they were able to take down the Sand King at the very least. It's a, well, small victory as Mineski lose 3 other cores. Oh, lordy, lordy.
Yeah, Blood Rage Pugna is pretty damn disgusting, I'm going to say. The ability, not the buildings is one thing, but how fast he kills heroes is just absurd. With Decrep, Veil, Aether Lens, his damage output is just unparalleled. Mushi, force back. And this is not looking good for Mineski. They have no buybacks. This is going to be Mega Creeps in. I imagine we'll see Mushi try run in for one last fight, but this is going to be game over.
Yeah, they throw out the Eclipse. He is, nope, he's gone. GG is called. And we are going to a game number 3. Going the distance. Parker, talk to me a little bit about the dynamic of these games, because it felt like that one, it's basically been decided by the draft each time.
Yeah, I think Cole were forced to play Mineski's game, but they played it very well. Obviously, they had the heroes, they had the draft to do it. They won the lanes. Mineski then said, well, we're going to execute our strat, which is split push, pull you apart. Cole said, fine, we got Bloodseeker. We're going to catch you. We're going to pick you off. We make this Timbersaw very ineffective because of the Bloodseeker, the Pugna, these heroes that counter him. Same thing for the Necro. Necro lost that mid lane very hard. If that mid lane goes a bit better, perhaps things are not as one-sided. I mean, Mineski were within a couple thousand gold for a lot of the game. It wasn't until that one Aegis push where things fell apart. But yeah, Cole, great drafts, great play, and there was just nothing Mineski cores could really do as far as the matchup goes. They just did not match up well against those compLexity cores.
Yeah, and I think that, like, going into this next one too, where the laning